Well, hello, guys. You're listening to Beauty Bites with Dr. K, Secrets of a Plastic Surgeon, and it's time for a podcast. And today we're talking all about acupuncture. And I'm so excited to introduce you to someone who's been a really notable specialist in acupuncture, in the field of acupuncture. This is Amrit Singh. She is a registered acupuncturist and healthcare professional of the year winner who's been doing almost up to 13,000 acupuncture treatments in a year. Her treatments focus on cosmetic application, fertility, digestive issues. I think this is so interesting. Amrit, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Where are you located?
I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Oh my gosh, and how is COVID over there?
It's not bad. We've pretty much got things under control. I mean, we were slow to vaccinate and move forward, and we're slow to remove masks and slow to get back to normal life, but that's how we are up here.
Well, I love that you're doing acupuncture for facial aesthetics. Can you talk a little bit about how that even works? I thought this was just going to be acupuncture for actual physical ailments.
Yeah, so cosmetic acupuncture is definitely a growing field. It works because, it's similar to microneedling in a sense that when you damage the skin barrier, you're creating more of a blood circulation, you are stimulating the healing response, and you're stimulating collagen to repair the skin. But then there's also the holistic part, which the cosmetic acupuncture has, because we still do body points and we still do a holistic health assessment and a diagnosis. And some of the acupuncture points on the face, of course, the needles are inside the acupuncture points. So some are along the lines and the wrinkles and maybe the acne scars, but you're also doing the acupuncture portion of it as well.
And how did you get started in this field? Did you originally start with just basic regular acupuncture and then morph into aesthetics and fertility?
Yeah, so we actually learned cosmetic in school. That year, we were lucky enough that there was a teacher coming up from the States to teach. So I learned it, but I wasn't really practicing it. When I started to get my own cystic acne, one of my friends suggested that I do it on myself because it helped her with her acne, one of my colleagues. And I was like, oh, okay, amazing. And it really, really helped me. And I was actually quite shocked by it. And that's really what set the journey on, because it helped my acne and the healing so much. And so I was like, okay, well, if it's going to help me, I should try and see if it'll help others. And it just grew, and then it just kind of blew up.
Now, how many needles do you have to put in your face to help acne? Are you putting it in like all the active zones? You're not putting it in an individual cystic acne, are you?
No. So yeah, you never needle anything active. You might go around a little bit. If there's acne scar, then you're going into like the icepick scar itself, like into the center of it. Generally, a facial acupuncture treatment is about 50 needles in the face.
Wow, so a little bit all over. And what is the purported mechanism of acupuncture helping the face, other than like inserting a needle, which is an injury, which grows some collagen production to repair the injury? Is there another theory of why this is helping people's faces?
Well, then the other side of it is, so that's more the Western mechanical side, right? Which is stimulating the blood flow and stimulating collagen production to repair the skin. Then the other side is that in Chinese medicine, the Shen, what we call, which translates kind of as your spirit, shows through your eyes, and it also shows through your complexion. So bright complexion shows the health of someone inside, but also kind of their emotional balance. So you can tell sometimes when people are depressed or they're sad or something's off, you can see it in their face, so to speak. But like, how do you explain that? That's like an energetic, emotional thing. So a lot of the times when people come in for cosmetic acupuncture, they're just like, I just look different. They're like, it's just kind of glowy. It's that thing you can't put your finger on that cosmetic acupuncture is really good at.
Interesting. Do you believe in myomodulation, which is the idea that we can affect muscle leverage by placing filler or other things around and under muscles so that they function better and you look less tired, you look more elevated?
And yeah, like sometimes you are going into the muscle, but you're not necessarily always going that deep. But of course, I believe that all that injections do that, and that can work as well. That's another option.
And then do you think this is like a true alternative to Botox for people who are averse and don't want to try Botox, or noticing
I
aging
think
changes but not ready for Botox yet?
Yeah, I think in a way it is. It's up to the person. I have people who still do both. They might just not go every 3 months. They might just go every 6 months. Or then when they go on their 6 month appointment, they might just do less. And then I have some people who do cosmetic acupuncture with me as much as they want. And they're just like, it's not enough for me. I really want that full on smooth look. And then they go do Botox. And I'm like, you just have to do what makes you happy. And some people are, to them, this is their alternative to Botox, and they're very happy with the results. So I think it's still up to what the individual wants to see in their own face. But it's an alternative that's out there for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
And it's not painful.
It's not painful. I mean, these, when we say needles, it's not syringes, right? And I think that's one of the most common misconceptions. I compare it a lot to tweezing. It's like that one little microsecond when you pull the hair out and you're like, ah, like sometimes you get that kind of feeling, but most of the time you don't feel anything if you have a good practitioner and they're using good needles.
That's good. And so there's not really a risk of hyperpigmentation from the needle entry and exit points, like if you're doing that repeatedly in the same zones.
No, the needles are too small. It's 0.18. So, which I think we talked about before, was sizing is a bit different, but yeah, these are like very, very thin needles, like thinner than a hair.
Yeah, extremely thin. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you putting needles near nerve endings or nerve pressure points, and that somehow stimulates some other effects with relaxation of muscles?
We're not needling deep enough to really get into like the muscle neuron, like maybe on the forehead a little bit, but not like on the cheeks or anything like that. The needles are really just well, they're definitely breaking the epidermis and they're going into the dermis and sitting there. You're not really like pushing the needle through. That's not the technique that I practice. Some people do, and I see their work. It's not the way I do it.
So they're just in the dermis, basically. So quite
Yeah.
superficial.
They're
Yeah.
very superficial. Yeah. You're not doing enough to bleed. It's not even like micro needling where you would bleed, right?
Yeah, true. Interesting. Do you think there's some like electromagnetic effect where that causes changes in the, the grounding or the energy forces that come into the skin by using a metal, something made with metal ions?
Yeah, I think so. There's another style that doesn't use needles at all and only uses magnets. So I haven't learned it. I haven't tried it myself, and that's a whole other school of doing it. Electromagnetic energy, like if you believe in acupuncture and you go into the physics of it and that kind of thing, that's how I think Western medicine would explain a lot of what happens
Hmm.
besides the endorphin release and that kind of thing. Like there's an energy to things, and acupuncture is manipulating that energy.
How would you kind of compare the effects of acupuncture to gua sha? Because that's a very popular trending thing right now.
Yeah. So I'd say gua sha, the best thing about gua sha is that it's going to help sculpt your face with daily practice. But the key being daily practice is something you have to do. It's like exercise, right? So you can't just like do gua sha for 30 days and think it's going to last for like the whole year, right? Because nothing's gone into your skin. You haven't really like changed any physical structures. You're constantly manipulating your structures. You know what I mean? So you have to keep doing the work. Cosmetic acupuncture, when the skin starts to tighten and you have more circulation and you're using better skincare products, your skin starts to change. So your muscles and your face shape starts to change, but it's not the same way as gua sha. Gua sha is really good supportive for sculpting, and it's good support to doing cosmetic acupuncture, but cosmetic acupuncture is very good at getting rid of fine lines and wrinkles and helping with acne scars, which gua sha is not really going to do that with acne scars.
Do you have any number one tips for people who are starting with gua sha and like how to best use it for lymphatic massages or facial sculpting?
Yeah, definitely make sure you're having a good quality tool. Make sure wherever you're learning from a practitioner and not just a random influencer that was like
Hmm.
gifted a set. I see a lot of very incorrect methods. Just make sure you are learning from a teacher or practitioner, or if you're learning from Instagram, you're just following people who, study this as a medicine and like learn from other teachers.
Oh, okay. And then like what are some techniques that would be like clearly like the right way and versus the wrong way?
Yeah, so some ways to tell are, is the person teaching you? A big one is two hands. Using the tool with one hand is a major giveaway that the person doesn't know what they're doing. It's a different result, it's a different experience. And then also for the health of your skin, you're gonna have less tugging and all these kind of things. Like one-handed guasa versus two is totally different. So that's one thing. Do they know anything about skincare? Have they taken any courses anywhere whatsoever? I would say that that's really important. And I think having a background in Chinese medicine is important because there are certain people who can't do facial gua sha. And so sometimes people who might just like learn from a one-off class or think that they can just learn by watching other people's accounts don't know what those things are. Because this actually comes from Chinese medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So Chinese medicine practitioners would know the most, especially ones that also know about skincare.
Good point. It's so true. Everybody is on Instagram hawking a gua sha tool, and you
Yeah.
don't know. And some of them are so pretty, you don't even pay attention to the technique. Well, you have to do that. You
Yeah.
specifically had done an Instagram video saying you can help reshape the nose with gua sha. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I just talk about the nasalis muscle across the nose. And my thing with that video is more so about people don't talk about doing guasa on their nose. They talk about their eyes, of course, and like their 11s and their jawline and that kind of thing. But people forget that everything's connected. And doing guasa along the nose really helps to break everything up, and it helps to reduce the shadow that's created, when people start to lose like under their eye, the volume in here. So if this is all really tight in here, breaking down the nasalis muscle can at least help for a little bit.
Interesting. Okay. And then are you a big proponent of skincare that goes along with acupuncture or gua sha? Does it need to be done in conjunction with the good skincare routine?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing about the nose. Also, a lot of people get puffiness around their eyes, but sometimes some of the puffiness leads into their nose. So when
Mm-hmm.
you do, like, even if when I do it on myself, I do it in the morning, I notice that it's just a little bit slimmer along the bridge of my nose.
Okay.
As for your question, skincare, of course, I think that good skincare, whether you want to do guasa or not, is important. And I think it does make a difference. Do I think that bottles have to be like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars? No, I've used some skincare that's inexpensive, and I use some skincare that is expensive. It's all a matter of ingredients and less about marketing. And I think that's such a big thing nowadays.
How is skincare used in conjunction with acupuncture? Is that something you apply before, during, after?
I do it after. So like it's very important to obviously work on clean skin. So cleansing the skin, using a good toner, putting the needles in. I love to add the LED light over top while the needles are in for an extra boost. And then depending on what the patient's needs are, but usually like a good vitamin C serum is nice, face mist, a good face oil just to like lock everything in. I'm a big proponent for vitamin C. I really love it a lot.
I love vitamin C too. It's the
So
best.
good. So good.
And then do you recommend that people transition to a skincare regimen at home that has anything to do with acupuncture, or is it fully independent? You can just go back to whatever you're using.
I recommend like then there's continue with like a guasa tool. If they have a derma roller, that can also help keep the benefits of the treatment lasting longer as well. And then yeah, they should be keeping up for the skincare routine. Again, like I'm like everyone should be using a vitamin C serum. I think that's so important.
What's your skincare regimen? Can we inquire about your
Yeah, of
regimen,
course.
any of your
A
beauty hacks?
Yeah, a solid skincare. Like I love the oil, the double cleanse, the oil cleanse. It's just I used to not like it. I've tried a few of them, and then I found the Sahajan oil cleanser, and I just love that oil cleanser so much. And then I use a gel foaming cleanser after that. Toners, I use different one. I use a lot of Korean skincare companies. I really like them. So I use my Aqua toner. Vitamin C, I kind of like switch up. Sometimes I use the SkinCeuticals one a lot.
Hmm.
And then face mist. I'm always trying new things because anything I talk about, I always want to try. But I love like a good face mist. Aqua is another one that I use. And the face oil that I use is the one that I make myself.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you Beauty by Dr. K's vitamin C. It's 20% vitamin C. It's 4 different types. It has tetradexahexyl vitamin C, the strongest kind,
Mhm.
and it's amazing. It's a facial oil vitamin C. So you might really like that. And our lavender mist, we'll
Oh
send
my
you
God.
some to try.
20%? Oh, I'm here for that.
Yeah, for sure. Are there any beauty hacks or daily routines just as a woman that you think are efficient or really great for health or wellness?
Yeah, never skip over washing your face. I can't believe still people go to sleep with makeup on. I just like, that to me is so archaic. It should never ever be happening. So always wash your face. If you're lazy, find a 3-step, like, okay, find your good cleanser, find your good vitamin C serum or whatever works for you. Some kind of serum. I think that serums should never be missed either, whichever works for you. It's a concentrated formula of so many great things, actives that could work for whatever your skin problem is. And then whatever your moisturizer, your cream, or your face oil. I'm a face oil girl. I love face oil because I like the dewy look.
Nice. That's good. How about for
Yeah.
diet or for exercise or
Yeah,
organization?
so definitely. So for Chinese medicine, skincare is not eating late. Not which would be anything after 8 p.m. would be considered late. You're stressing out your digestive system. Your digestive system is shut down. The food will sit around, and eventually the toxin can come up. And in Chinese medicine, the stomach channel and the large intestine channel have the most amount of points on the face. So for us, digestion is very much linked to the health of your skin. Strong
Mm,
digestive system is strong skin and can slow your aging process down.
that's interesting. Now, what made you focus more on Chinese medicine as opposed to Ayurvedic or Indian medicine?
It's just it is the way it worked out for me. Like, I mean, Ayurvedic medicine, of course, was like, I heard the odd thing growing up and didn't think much of it as like a medicine to study per se. It was just something that was in our family. But it was actually acupuncture and Chinese medicine was what helped me. I had a very, very bad back injury. I fell on the ice in Winnipeg very bad when I was 23. When I moved to Toronto when I was like 24, I think I came across this acupuncture place and it helped me so much. And then I at that time was in the entertainment industry, like in the music industry. And when I finished the treatment, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna quit my job. I didn't know I was gonna be an acupuncturist at the time, but it just like I felt so good. So much of my pain was gone. And I went home and I was reading about what this even was that I experienced. And I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Wow,
So
that's
I think
good.
it was just a natural thing for me to experience in this life.
How interesting. Tell our
Mhm.
listeners one thing that would surprise them about you.
Oh, I was gonna say that I used to work in the music industry because a lot of people don't believe me. I'm in my late 30s. A lot of people don't know that about me.
What did you do in the music industry? Singing, dancing, managing?
Yeah, managing business side. So I was artist management, special events, marketing, PR. That's where all the social media side makes it easy for me.
Interesting. Well, what other tips can you tell us about the face in terms of how acupuncture can help? I'm sure in the United States it's probably hard to find a person who specializes in facial acupuncture. Do you have a resource or a way that we could look people up or try it for people who might be interested?
I really, really want to build like an extension on my website where people can search and find cosmetic acupuncturists because, yeah, there's not one resource for it. And what ends up happening is I just get a million DMs from people all over America asking me for acupuncturists who do that. And I only know a few of them that I've met while teaching down in the States or assisting my teacher in the States. Yeah, so you can ask me and I can point you in the right direction. So it's a little bit hard there are people who do it, but it's a little bit hard to find somebody.
I imagine a regular acupuncture person might be like, "Oh no, I'm not trying new things on you," depending on their level of
Depending. Yeah, they'd have to be into it, right? Cosmetic acupuncture is to be great at anything you want to specialize, like you have to do it all the time,
Mhm.
right? Like I used to do sports acupuncture and I used to do that all the time. And then it was a natural transition to switch over to this.
Well, you look great. I don't know if you've had any Botox yourself, have you? Try it.
No, I
Have you
haven't.
come to the evil side? Not yet.
No, I haven't. I don't know if I would. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go as long as I can with my needles.
Okay. Well, I definitely think maintenance is key. Just, I mean, at a young age, I think we can be gifted with good skincare and sunscreen, and hopefully a little bit of muscle relaxation and acupressure can help. But at some point, the skin is like a piece of paper. The more you repeatedly fold it, you're going to get those long-term creases and etched lines and things. So it's
Especially
nice
as the
to know.
fast pieces.
Yeah, it's a fact of life, and like it's nice to know that everybody has options. There's all levels of options from good skincare, like using Retin-A. Diamond Line Refine is my favorite one. That helps with fine lines and wrinkle prevention. Like if you just want topicals, or the next level might be the acupuncture treatments, cosmetic acupuncture, and after that will be like the regular needles with Botox and fillers, and then surgery. Right? There's a spectrum.
Yeah, there's a spectrum. Exactly. And some people don't want to do anything, and that's okay. I just think people should do what makes them happy.
Exactly. Well, it's been so nice chatting with you. Where can our followers find you on your handles?
My Instagram handle, that's where I'm the most active, is 6babe beauty, 6 the number, BABE beauty.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to check out more of your videos and maybe one of these days try an acupuncture treatment for the face. Well, why not? And I hope
Yeah.
that you have so much success in promoting this as an interesting alternative. And there must be some good studies that support the use of it. We will list a reference in your website as well. What is your website for people who want to send you a message there?
Website is the same, 6babebeauty.com.
Perfect. Well, that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and learning all about facial cosmetic acupuncture with Amrit Singh, Six Babe Beauty. And you can find her on her Instagram. My Instagram is Beauty by Dr. K. Find me doing injectable things on everyone's faces. And our website is the same, beautybydrk.com. That's where you can find my vitamin C serum, which I'm going to send a sample to you, Amrit, as well as our lavender hydration antioxidant mist. It's so lovely. Perfect accompaniment to your treatments. That's it for now, guys. Don't forget to stay beautiful.